What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so in this video here, we're going to be taking a look at Moonstone. We are still on the APK, so with that comes the standard disclaimer. This video is brought to you by Netmarble and the Content Creator Club. Everything you see here is still subject to change from now until the live version. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at her. She's going to be a deluxe pack character, or the deluxe pack character for this epic quest. So she's going to be the premium 6,600 crystal cost character. I mean, you get other stuff than just her. You have the rewards from the epic quest, which I don't know exactly what they are, if they've been upgraded or not, because I cannot see that on the APK here. So there might be some good rewards behind that. Maybe they'll give us some more refunds with the epic quest this time, or with the deluxe pack this time. So maybe if you buy the deluxe pack, you might be getting back some tier 3 materials that you otherwise wouldn't, which would be pretty cool to mitigate the cost of Sentry. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at Moonstone as a character. So her tier 2 passive is going to give her 20% increase to guaranteed dodge, 30% skill damage, 25% bonus damage. First skill is nothing special. Second skill is 2 seconds of stun. Third skill, we have stun, a 8% heal, and a 30% all attack boost. So we have a nice buff there from the third skill. The fourth skill, we have 4 seconds of mind control, increases the damage received by the enemies by 20%. She has 6 seconds of damage immunity and accumulation that is for damage dealt. So that's pretty nice. And it looks like it's going to be a really big buff as well, about, was that 100% increase to all attacks? So yeah, 100% all attack increase. So she might actually hit really hard with that accumulation. Fifth skill is going to be some all defense down. That stacks up to minus 50%. She has a 40% chance to penetrate everything except for invincibility. So she doesn't penetrate invincibility, but everything else it looks like she's good with. And it's only a 40% chance, so nothing too crazy there. And now we have an increase for all attack and all defense by 40%, speed by 1%, and crit rate by 40% as well. So she should be pretty easy to cap on crit rate if you decide to give her a CTP of Rage, which looks like that's probably going to be the best option for her in terms of her skills, because you can't really combine her skills very much from what I've been trying to do. You can't really skill cancel and still get the effects of her skills. You kind of have to let her skills actually play out, which is a little bit annoying. Her 4-star passive here, which is pretty interesting, is increases guaranteed crit by 30%, and then when attacking, she has a chance to, or not a chance, she silences the enemies for 3 seconds and an 8-second cooldown. So that could be pretty nice for ABX when you have to silence the Frost Beast, because that's just going to happen while attacking. So you don't have to worry about having a skill available or anything like that. Just doing your normal attacks, you will be able to silence, which I think is actually pretty cool. So I'm not sure if that's kind of what they're gearing her towards, because she is pretty unique in her typing as a blast female villain. We don't have very many of those. We only have like 2 blast female villains, I think. The only ones that are coming to mind to me are Magic with their Phoenix 5 uniform and Emma with her Phoenix 5 uniform. I don't remember any others, but you know, I could be wrong. There's a pretty big roster, so I don't remember every single character's typing and stuff like that. So yeah, she might have some competition, but right now I think she'll probably be the best female blast villain, unless I'm forgetting someone. Yeah, anyway, let's move on to the leadership. It's just dodge leadership, so nothing too crazy there for the dodge, or for her leadership. Right now we don't have anything on there. Oh, I still have the CTP of Rage on her. I need to switch that to a CTP of Energy really quickly, so when I test her in World Boss Ultimate, we can see what if she's viable with a regular damage proc. No uniform, because she is a new character. So yeah, that's what she's looking like there. Let's hop into the skill preview, and then we'll go into World Boss Ultimate and show off her skills. Alright, so the first skill, just a kind of punch there where she dashes forward and then she does a kick at the end. Second skill looks really similar to Captain Marvel's second skill, except with a little bit more to it. So she does a few punches first, and then she kind of does that dash up in the air and punch down, where Captain Marvel is just that end part where she goes right here, up and down. So yeah, third skill. He pulls up some rocks there and then does an explosion and blasts them in the face with an energy beam. And now we're actually going to do the 5th skill first, because the 4th skill actually enhances the effects of her 5th and her 3rd skill. So both her 5 and 3 will have additional effects to them after using the 4th skill. So let's use the 5th skill to see what it looks like in its default form. She does 1 little slash there, and then she has all of her after images summoned, and they all blast energy at the enemy. And she does go out of the iframe though at the end here. So if you take a look, when she goes up in the air and starts shooting from up there, she's no longer in an iframe. So I don't know if she's going to be protected or not, because I don't think the game really takes into account the heights of the character. So if she's all the way up there in the air, are the enemy's attacks going to whiff her at all? Which I don't think they have for other characters. But then I kind of feel like some characters, I do dodge more attacks when I'm up in the air like that. But anyway, she might be unprotected like that, so it might not be a safe option to continue doing that attack, because she doesn't have any immunity on the 5th skill. Now if we look at the 4th skill, she goes into an iframe, and then she just kind of throws a punch at the ground, and that explosion right there is what applies the mind control. So as you can see here, wait for it, and mind control. So yeah, you do have to wait for the end of that skill. And now you can see her fists are glowing with energy. That means that she has kind of charged up and enhanced. And then her other skills, well, just her 5 and 3 will do additional effects. So let's get that buff going again. And now we'll look at 3. So 3 here, it looks like it's pretty much just the enhancement is just to the energy beam. And I believe that's the same for the 5th skill as well. So let's get the buff going again. 5th skill, boom, does the same dash forward. But as you can see, those energy beams looks like they're wider in terms of their diameter, and then they're also doing more hits, I believe. So the hits are happening more frequently. So the energy is, yeah, let's take a look here. Yeah, you can definitely see the beams are a lot thinner right there. And I don't think they're doing as many hits. That was 76 hits. I don't know if we're going to hit the same amount of enemies, but yeah, definitely looks like a lot more hits. I don't know if we're hitting more or less enemies that time, but it's definitely more hits either way. I didn't really move my character too much, so I should have been attacking the same amount of enemies. So yeah, you get more hits and wider AoE, which is good. That means more damage. So you always want to use the 4th skill before hopping into that. And I'm pretty sure you're going to want to proc on the 5th skill. That looks like the best one to proc on. But again, you can't really skill cancel any of your other skills to get any additional like AoE or dot damage or anything like that to go with the 5th skill. So because of that, I don't think that I would really recommend a CTP of energy on her, because she just doesn't seem like she has enough hits for single target to take advantage of energy. So maybe a CTP of destruction, because she doesn't have super armor. She doesn't have guard break immunity. She only has damage immunity. She doesn't have invincibility. So she looks like a really good candidate for CTP of destruction if you want to go the damage proc route. If you want to go for max damage, then of course a CTP of rage would be the best option. But besides that, that's pretty much what I see for her. So let's take her into Warboss Ultimate and see what she's like in action and test her survivability. Alright, so here we are at Cold Obsidian. We're using Green Goblin for leadership here, and then we have Mystique for her tier 2 passive, because Moonstone is a Dark Avenger, so she could take advantage of Green Goblin's new uniform here. I did a few play tests with her just to see if the damage proc would work well, and I did find that the damage proc works okay, but she just does not have much survivability at all, because her only protection, which is on the 4th skill, for that damage immunity, is on a, what was it, 14-second cooldown. So yeah, she's got a lot of downtime, and then the lack of that iframe at the end of the 5th skill pretty much gets her killed every single time that I've been playing her. So I'm not impressed with her right now in terms of her survivability. Her damage looks like it might actually be really good, but you can't really take advantage of that damage because a lot of it is at the end of the skill. So we get the buff from the 3 right there by popping that really quickly, go into 5, and then look, we start taking hits right there, right away, without being able to do much. And then we get that massive heal, luckily, from the 3rd skill, because it seems like that 8% heal procs multiple times. You can see that proc like, what, 5 or 6 times? That was pretty ridiculous. Anyway, once we start getting going here with the damage, and we enhance it with the 4th skill, she actually looks pretty good in the damage room. So here we go. Let's see what kind of damage we get here. Look at that bar actually moving quite nicely here, considering that I have no stats on my account right here for the APK in terms of raid level, conqueror level, valor, anything like that is really low on this. We died right there. Is really low on this account, and she's still doing pretty good damage. So I have a feeling that she's going to be a really good damage dealer, but she just does not have survivability or any way to protect her, which is really sad because I wanted her to be a good character. But on the same time, on the other side of it, you're probably like, okay, well, now I don't need to buy the deluxe pack because she's not a very good character. So, I mean, I guess you could think of it that way too, but you need her to get sentry, so there's also that downside. But I don't know, I just don't really like how squishy a lot of these characters are from this update. They just die really easy, and if you don't have the skill rotation to protect them, it makes them pretty much unusable in World Boss Ultimate. So she's pretty much unusable in my opinion in World Boss Ultimate, just because she is so hard to keep alive. She has no protection. She really needs to have damage immunity on one other skill, or one of her skills with a shorter cooldown. They can move that damage immunity off of the 4th skill and just make that an iframe, and put the damage immunity on the 3rd skill, or even put damage immunity on the 5th skill, because you really need that damage immunity at the end of the 5th skill to take advantage of that blast that she does. But as she sits right now, I don't know, I'm just not having fun playing her because it's so difficult to keep her alive. I mean, maybe there's a skill rotation that'll work, but I haven't found it because she doesn't have enough iframes to take advantage of the long skill cooldowns that you have, because even the 5th skill here is on a 9-second cooldown, so you're still waiting a long time for that. Like I said, 4th skill, or the 4th skill is on a 14-second cooldown. You get guard broken right there. I'm only doing the 3rd skill. I didn't even proc right there, which is a little annoying. I mean, the heal is nice. It's basically a full heal, but she just dies before I can even use the heal is the issue. Because I'm right here, I'm trying to get that damage where she's blasting them from the sky, but nope, you just die before, oh gosh, before you can even do anything. Need to get that heal, pop that 4th skill. I mean, maybe if you could use the mind control more consistently, or the mind control is on the 5th skill instead of the 4th skills. She just needs some kind of protection when using the skill that you're proccing on. Because right now it's just not looking very good for her. I like the skill animations, I like the character, but I don't like how she plays in the game. Anyway, that's just me. That's just how I'm feeling with the character while I'm trying her out here. Let me know what you think of the character. Do you think that she's actually going to be better than I'm thinking? Is it mainly because she's more tuned for a different game mode, so maybe that's why she's not playing very well in World Boss Ultimate here? Maybe she's tuned for ABX, maybe she's tuned for Alliance Conquest, maybe, because I don't see her being a good timeline PvP character, but maybe she'll be good in Alliance Conquest, who knows. Yeah, so she might have value somewhere else besides World Boss Ultimate. I'm just seeing her survivability as a very bad thing right now. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.